With the current run of incidents involving planes, both commercial and private, flight safety has become more of a concern. Isabella Vesperini joins us from the Indianapolis International Airport to tell us more about what different agencies are doing to make flying safer.
Plane accidents often occur for a variety of reasons, including miscommunications and understaffing issues. The airport here simulated an accident to practice their roles and find ways to improve their response. Once an airport receives a call about an aircraft fire on the ground, first responders have about 3 minutes to arrive at the scene and put out the fire before it's too late.
None of us know the date or the hour that a plane crash or an incident can happen. And our main role is to make sure that we control the scene and the perimeters around the incident, and then secondarily make sure that the first responders can get to where they need to go.
The Federal Aviation Administration requires the airport go through a full-scale drill every 3 years. At this year's event, more than 30 organizations and 100 volunteers helped simulate and react to a practice incident. Other years, officials still review and update their safety plans.
The other years, we sit down in a room with all our mutual aid partners and tenants, the same people that are here today, but more of an office environment, and go through the plan, have a scenario, and act it out.
So far this year, there have been 97 fatal plane accidents in the world, with the vast majority of those occurring in the United States. Experts say it's still safe to fly, but some holes in the system need to be filled. A recent report from the National Academies of Sciences found that one of the main areas of improvement is training pilots to be more comfortable operating modern aircraft and adapting to emergency situations.
We need people trained when the machine either quits working or isn't doing what you want it to. Do you know enough to turn it off and take over and fly it manually? That's what the flight schools should be teaching.
Between 60 and 80% of accidents are due at least in part to human error. For Indiana State University senior instructor Frank Mandarino, decreasing that human error could involve updating class lessons and focusing on certain areas, such as crew resource management skills and aeronautical decision-making skills.
We have classes on that. We have a jet simulator where they get used to flying at higher speeds and flying in a crew environment with like a pilot, co-pilot, or captain and first officer duties. And it's that kind of experience that can help make a more well-seasoned pilot when they first get to the industry.
Mandarino teaches his students that there is no one direct cause of an accident. It's usually a combination of things. It's often referred to as the Swiss cheese model.
There's a hole in the Swiss cheese and we have an error or a threat, it gets through the hole. And if there's another hole right after that, it'll get through it as well. But if we can just, plug that hole up, we can prevent the accident.
When a crash in D.C. occurred earlier this year, Mandarino and his class discussed what could have been done to prevent damage.
We went back to the, Swiss cheese model and, at what point could someone have done something that would have stopped the chain of events from happening?
Mandarino thinks studying past incidents is one of the best ways to improve regulations and make flying safer.
We have this little saying that the regulations are written in blood, and I would go further and say that aircraft systems are also, they're designed in blood. There were accidents that happened that caused us to go ahead and make more regulations and try to design these systems on the airplane so they alert the pilots to, impending danger and things of that sort.
For an air traffic controller, preventing a plane accident consists of focusing primarily on communication and coordination.
A lot of it comes down to communication and just situational awareness, which is constant scanning of, if you're in the tower, it's scanning of the runway and the taxiways. If you're in the center or TRACON, it's constantly scanning the radar scope.
In her classes to become an air traffic controller, Hansen had to practice responding to different levels of emergencies through simulators.
There's one where there's smoke in the cockpit, and you have to deal with calling closing that runway, calling the airport fire department, and reworking the entire pattern to deal with that emergency.
While more can always be done to make flying safer, McCarthy thinks achieving perfect safety is an unreachable goal.
The only way that you can have absolute flight safety is to not fly. If you're going to fly, there is going to be a degree of risk because it's a human endeavor. And humans tend to make mistakes, either in the design or the operation or in the system.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Isabella Vesperini.